I've started recording.
Oh, good.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, mic.
Let's do a thing.
You...
Alright. Hey.
Hello.
Oh, this has started. That was weird.
How you
it?
doing?
Oh. Okay.
Brilliant.
So this is Digital Park. This is a podcast. It's us. Yeah, that's good. Huh?
Yeah,
Good
talking
start.
about things.
Right. Let's introduce ourselves. You go first.
Hello, I'm Ollie.
Alright, that's Ollie. I'm Colin. Let's do something, hey?
Yeah, let's
do a
talk
thing.
about the week.
The week. The week's been existing. Right?
The week has
The
happened.
week's happened.
And it has passed. It's now Friday.
Passed. It's Friday, and it's great. There's
I
so
feel
many
like
things.
I feel like there was a big discovery that we should be mentioning because
Mars.
This might go down in history.
Your failure to bring that up pre-show is somewhat disheartening.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I was saving this.
You were saving it? Well, you know what?
Yeah. I think we need to talk about the possibility of life in the universe.
I think we should talk about Life on Mars, which was a fantastic TV show.
I have not seen that.
Neither have I.
Oh no!
NASA found water that was not frozen.
Yay!
So
it leads me to the impression that they found water that was frozen beforehand, and then just didn't tell us about it.
I think they did.
It probably wasn't a big discovery.
They did. It's at the poles. They've got water at the poles.
Oh wow! I didn't even know Mars had poles.
Yes, it's a planet. They all have poles.
Well, you'd think they wouldn't mark it or anything like that. They go, we're at the North Pole of Mars.
A swirly pole there. No, that's not how that works. We don't have a swirly
They
pole.
don't take the red and white pole up and take it over to Mars.
If they want to give us one.
Yeah. You'd fly there, would you, and plant it?
Fly to Mars and plant a swirly pole.
Yep.
Alright. Okay, well.
So, what does water on Mars mean, I think, is the real question.
That means...
And I don't think anyone knows.
No one really does know, because, frankly, here, right in my hand, is a glass of water.
I have a bottle of water with me as well.
That's gripping.
So...
That's really gripping. Anyway, this water, right, this is on Mars.
Yep.
Which
now it's confirmed. This is on Mars.
I'm drinking this water, therefore I could live on Mars. There you go. You heard it here first.
You know how the Earth's water's all recycled, right? From the dinosaur times and things.
Yeah.
It evaporates and it goes into the water table and things
cycle.
like that.
Yeah.
So, if the water on Mars is recycled somehow, there is more water.
Do Martians have clouds? They don't have an atmosphere, so the water would just evaporate off the planet.
I feel like they do have an atmosphere.
They do.
Don't all planets have an atmosphere?
Not necessarily. I mean, it's very, very thin. That's why nothing lives there.
Yeah, but it's got water on it. So what does that mean?
That means... Well, it means that there is a potential for life.
That means microbes and waterborne diseases are heading to Mars.
Yeah, cholera.
Oh dear.
We're just going to have Martians pooing everywhere. And another question is, how on earth did Edward Snowden mess up Twitter? That's a very good question. Thank you for asking. Yeah,
I don't know about
it turns
this
out
story.
that Edward Snowden is on Twitter.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He got, very quickly, he got many, many followers, over 1 million to date.
I thought you were going to say very quickly he got banned.
No, he's not banned from Twitter. That'd be rude. And a little bit rude. A little bit rude there, Ollie.
What if...
No,
most
you haven't
of the...
No, that's the best point. You've missed the best part, right?
Okay.
He didn't turn off Twitter notifications.
Yeah.
He's got 47 gigabytes worth of emails in his inbox.
Ooh, no.
Telling him that people have followed him.
That is unfortunate to delete.
Yeah, that's going to take a while. I'm glad he's probably going to get a new email address now.
I think he already has enough email addresses.
Edward Snowden at thekgb.com.
Yes. Where's he living now?
Russia still. Somewhere in Russia.
Yeah.
Probably opposite the Kremlin.
It's probably for the best.
Probably for the best. Well, you know what? Edward Snowden is now on Twitter.
I think we'd get dangerously political if we went into that debate.
Dangerously. Yeah. I mean, let's not try and nuke any children here. I mean, this is...
That's not political.
That is
warfare.
A strange analogy to draw. I'll give you that. But...
That's really not political.
Really, it's not.
I don't think we can really talk on politics, as the UK doesn't have a very good history behind their politics.
Well, you know, at least we're not German.
Especially not now.
Oh, yeah, that's going really well.
Yeah.
Go, David Cameron.
Yep.
What's he done recently? Shag a pig? Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not perpetuating
the pig
lies.
scandal.
I'm not perpetuating lies.
Oh, dear. The pig scandal.
The pig.
Should we call it
literally
that?
bigger than the horse meat scandal.
Or shall we call it the swine scandal? Because I prefer that title.
Hamgate. That's a pretty good one.
Hamgate.
Hamgate.
There we go.
There you go. I like Hamgate.
There are many photoshopped images of the Prime Minister now, with
and
various
many non-photoshopped ones.
Various porcupine.
Porcupine?
Porcupine.
That's not. That's very different.
What's the word for a pig in Latin? Porcine or something?
Pig.
Pig. There we go. It's pig.
Oh, yeah, okay. So, I've got a degree in Latin.
Yep.
Can you tell? No? It's good, because I'm lying. I don't.
I had... Why would you lie like that?
What, lie? On the internet?
On the internet. Anything is possible.
Anything. Wow.
I feel like we should talk about attention spans. Because apparently the modern attention span has grown shorter since 2000.
Yeah.
As in, I looked up a very trusty Wikipedia article on this thing.
I love Wikipedia.
And it has shrunk from 30 seconds is your immediate attention span, as in talking to someone, etc., before you start to think about other things, to a lowly 20 seconds now, with the invention of mobile technology and all of the distractions we now carry on us.
Well, you know, I mean, 20 seconds. I feel like I have an attention span longer than that.
Do you feel like you could...
20 seconds is really...
Yeah.
That's not... What are they measuring? How are they measuring?
It's somewhat insulting, isn't it?
How do you go about measuring the attention span of someone like that? How do they do that?
I don't know, because I didn't look at the test strictly as to how they measure attention span. But
let's find out. I'm gonna Google it. Let's
on the run googling.
Right, okay. Let's type that in. Let's see how that's gone.
So, in psychology, we obviously looked at these tests for remembering numbers and stuff. So, you were given a list of numbers, and you were tasked to remember them, and the amount of numbers you had to remember gradually increased as the test went on, and it stopped, obviously, when you failed to remember all of the numbers in the correct order. So, I assume they do something similar with a test of whether you are concentrating or not.
I don't know if that's really fair. That's not a fair way.
To test someone on numbers.
I mean, what you really need to do is you need to tell someone, look at that dot on the screen, and then just see how long they look at the dot before they look away and ask how long they need to be there for.
I feel like if they knew the goal of the test, they wouldn't. They'd go for a lot longer than 20 seconds.
That is not a good way to measure attention span.
No,
you can't just ask someone to stare at a dot.
It's not working.
I mean, at this point, we're now into the area in which technology is encroaching in our lives more and more. But when you think about it, that could increase your intentions to kill all your friends. Attention span more so.
There is the argument, obviously, for technology is kind of helping you, but I'm not sure what they're measuring attention span on. As in, if they're measuring how much attention...
They're measuring the attention span of gibbons and how long they'll attempt to get food out of a hole.
If you measured somebody and how long they spent attending to their Twitter feed or Facebook feed, you'd probably get really varying results.
Oh, there's all sorts of articles, like scholarly articles. No, I'm not reading
those.
Well,
if you look at Vine and how long Vine videos are, we should bring that into account.
How long are Vine videos? I don't... What's the normal?
They are 6 seconds long.
6 seconds. 6 whole seconds. And Twitter limits you to 140 characters. So, at the end of the day...
Yeah.
There
is an awful lot of inspiring things you can say in 140 characters. However, there's also a lot of garbage and jargon that you can also
my
put along.
favourite personal quote by Abraham Lincoln. Don't believe everything you read on the internet.
Yep.
That's my favourite one.
That's one of my favourites as well.
That's the best Abraham Lincoln quote.
The sad thing is, I don't think any of his quotes are remembered, other than that one.
I don't know. You can Google Abraham Lincoln quotes, and you get quite a lot. I mean, it's a big wide pool. It's a pool filled with pictures of Abraham Lincoln and text written over his face.
Are you on the images
Sometimes
page?
next to it. I can get up the images. Let's Google Abraham Lincoln quotes.
You are... Can we talk about how awful you are at spelling?
No, I'm not bad at spelling. I'm just bad at typing.
Okay.
Awful
So,
at typing.
every-
I'm actually kind of bad at spelling as well, but I'm awful at typing. I just look. There's a button. Let's press that.
Yep.
No, really.
I
Oh,
feel like-
look! It's a film, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. I forgot that film existed.
It had
Which is a real
Benedict
shame.
Cumberbatch in it.
Who?
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh, Cucumber Patch. He's my favourite.
Yes.
Gotta love Sherlock.
I do love Sherlock.
It's
Sherlock.
great. I love a Sherlock. You know, it's the thing is, it's interesting, and each episode is like a mini film. Hour and a half. Oh, gripping stuff.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the intricacies of the plot in Sherlock. I felt like there were a lot of twists and turns that it went on. I really enjoyed the fact that it went on for just 3 episodes. I felt like that actually added to
Was
it
it 3?
because
Was it not 4?
it's 3 a season.
It's 3 a season. Well,
Yes,
you know,
it's 3 a season.
we're on to the 4th season now. Season. I found
can call
myself
it a season.
increasingly saying season instead of series. And that's
What
another
is the difference? Who
Well,
knows?
Americans use season. We use series.
Yeah.
And that makes me sad.
I don't consider it a series though because it's only 3 episodes, so it's not a long thing.
That's a thing. The Office. I was watching The Office on the Netflix, and you know what they went and did? The US one. I've seen the UK one. I was
Yeah.
watching the US Office, and I went on the other day. They're taking it off. I was
Oh,
halfway
really?
through that.
Why?
I don't know. They just take stuff off. Oh, it's outrageous.
It's like it's like
cruel.
how the Chinese government banned certain anime for porn.
What?
The Chinese government a while ago banned certain animes because they considered it porn. I think that happened this
in
week.
that case, they should also ban some cars, frankly, and food. Really nice looking food.
Are you saying squid is related to porn?
No, I'm saying like good steak sandwich looks great. All right, let's not mess this up, Ollie. Let's not. This is all you.
You'd be satisfied looking at a great steak, would you?
So much so.
How do you like your steaks?
In the morning or
No,
Oh, okay.
just in general.
In general, well, I'm a medium rare kind of guy. I don't know about you.
I like medium rare as well.
It's
I'm more towards the raw end of the spectrum
Yeah,
than I am the overdone burnt.
I do
crisp.
like pink. I like
and-
pink in the middle because
I'm not sure if I like pink. I like kind of
so you're more.
a slightly browned golden colour.
Mm.
It's difficult to achieve, I feel, that little
Well,
cooking tip of
You
perfection.
know, that's food science. I think that it's great having a little bit of pinkness on the inside. It just sort of it makes it more, gives more, take more, as it were.
Yeah. But if you have a little bit too much pinkness, you've just sort of got that dribbling fat that kind of oozes out the middle.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It gets a bit
Oh,
bloody
the
if
blood
it's
stuff.
too pink.
Yeah, that's not blood.
Isn't it?
No, it's myoglobin. There you go.
That's
Food science.
basically blood, though.
No, it's very different. Mostly.
How's it?
I
different?
don't know. Ask your biology friend. Look, we need that. We need both. Don't bleed everywhere
We
on
need
people
bo-
because
so-
that's rude.
So you're saying we need both the medium rare people and the well done people in life.
We need all of those people.
We need the equality in society that is founded through the cooking of steak.
Yeah, we need
That's-
good, constant steak cooking. And we need a platform at which to voice these concerns of ill-cooked steak. And
Yes, definitely.
Frankly, I prefer the pokey technique. Do you know about the pokey
We
technique,
should-
Ollie?
No, I
The
don't.
pokey tenny. So basically, right, take your hand
Yes,
in front of your face, right?
I've got one. Yep.
Okay, you've got one hand. Have you got one? Have you found
I
it
have
yet?
one in front of my
Okay,
face now.
that's good. Okay, place it in front of you. Okay, so you
Yes.
can see it.
Okay.
Take your thumb and your first finger and put them together.
Yep.
See the big chunk of muscle just at the base of your thumb?
Yep.
Feel that.
What is it?
Do you
What
feel
is
it?
it supposed to feel
Do you
like?
feel it? Well, it should feel like a muscle under your thumb.
Yes.
Do you feel that?
Yeah.
Okay, now move your hand along the fingers. So put your thumb against your middle finger, then your ring finger, and then your little finger.
Yeah.
Yeah? Right.
What's supposed to happen here?
This is the magic part, alright? If you poke a steak, it should feel like that at different donenesses. First finger, right? Believe me, this works. Your first finger is rare, your middle is medium rare, then you've got well done, and your ring finger, and then your little finger is well done. Did I say well?
That is-
Medium well. Medium well.
That is phenomenal.
It really works. It's actually
How
amazing.
did you learn that?
Someone told me. Chef told me.
Trial and error with your
No,
fingers
a
and
chef told me
steaks.
that you can do that. And then steaks are great.
That is incredible.
It's
That amount of
really-
knowledge would get
That's
you
why
a job.
I don't know if you've ever seen someone cook a steak, but they're poking it all the time. Don't poke it too much. Another
Yeah.
thing, right, about a good steak: never oil the pan. Always oil the meat. Same thing with fish.
Yeah.
Pan frying fish. Yeah, that's a good one. And
I
seasoning.
don't know. I
Seasoning
don't know about you.
Straight in the hot pan, really hot. Yeah. What?
I never manage to warm my pans up before I cook
Or
because
do you just
I'm
turn it
really
It's
really
fire.
quite a lazy cook
Oh.
and just prepare the meal and then throw it into a cold pan.
No.
It's
That's just
not the
wrong
way
and
to go about
disgusting,
things.
and you make me hate you.
Oh.
You're making me feel nauseous.
I think we should move we should move out of the frying pan and
Into the oven. Roast
into
potatoes.
the
How do you
oven.
like them?
Oh, there are
Anything other than crispy is just wrong.
you actually
Because
bring
obviously-
up potatoes, but I feel they are the most versatile vegetable. I
They
think
are
you
barely
can,
even a vegetable, which
I
is
think
why
you can
they're so
cook
good.
potatoes in an incredibly different.
Oh yeah, so many varieties. You got baked, you got boiled, you got smashed, you got mashed. Smash is like mash, but you're lazy. You've got
Is
You've
that
got-
an actual thing?
yes, you've got chips, you got crisps, you got baked. I'd say baked. I might have done.
Yes, you did.
Steamed, that's a good one. Bit of butter. Oh, a bit of parsley as well. Oh, that's good, isn't it?
Isn't steam similar to boiled?
No. Yeah, well, the end result is practically identical, but yeah,
The methodology is different.
it's very different, and one is way more time consuming and irritating. I'll let you
Which
figure
one
out
is
which
that?
one that is.
Steamed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, don't bother steaming potatoes, just go straight for the pan.
I was actually looking through a magazine, something that was from a particular kitchen store.
Yeah.
I'll not name which
Lakeland.
one.
Was it Lakeland?
It was.
Oh, I
How
love
did you
Lakeland.
guess?
Oh, I love Lakeland. I can spend hours in that shop, and I don't even buy anything.
I feel like that's what shopping is to me, is wanting to be in the store as opposed to having to be in
just
the store.
being there, looking at what they have, and then leaving is just as good as buying something.
It really must annoy the people in the
Oh
tills.
my god, they must hate us. Jeez.
Yes.
Yeah.
However, I feel like in my bid to become a cooking expert, I had a look in this catalogue from them, and I found that the amount of variety in baking tins for cakes is absolutely phenomenal these
Oh,
days.
they love it. There's so many varieties. You've got hearts, you've got squares.
I'm not even talking
Circles?
about hearts or squares. It's these weird petal-shaped tins
Really?
that create these amazing-looking cakes.
I don't know
where
about that.
they
I mean, let's not just throw around the word amazing hither and thither.
here and there. They truly were. They simply sort of create a pattern, I guess, and then replicate it around the tin, and then make it into a sort of dome shape that you can then place into your oven, and it cooks really well. And it looks it looks
What
phenomenal.
you've done there is you've described how cake tins are made. Good
I
job.
have.
They take metal, they make it into a shape, and then you can put it in your oven with food in it.
And then you place all of the contents of your cake into
The
that
contents of your cake.
shape. Whether it be a fruit cake, a chocolate cake, or some other kind
or
of...
just a Genoese sponge. On the topic of a Genoese sponge, the Great British Bake Off.
Oh,
I have a
haven't
feeling you
watched
don't
this.
watch this, do you, Ollie?
No, I don't.
No, that's because you are normal.
Oh.
But I tell you what.
Don't offend an audience of people.
Oh, I said, well, you know, I think they can agree with me that if you're getting nervous and terrified over whether someone's sponge will rise, or whether their biscuit will burn, or their cookies will crumble, then you too are strange, and you shouldn't be that terrified. But you know what? I was petrified.
You were biting your nails.
Oh, it's
on the
so
sofa.
nerve-wracking. It really is. It's amazing. Oh man.
I felt like my mother built up an emotional attachment to the contestants on the Great British Bake
You
Off.
do. You do.
She felt like she knew them all at the end of the show.
Oh man, it's still. Oh man.
It's fresh in
I'm
your
not gonna
mind, their
spoil it
names.
if anyone hasn't seen it, but that last episode was just wrong. They
Yeah,
did
please
it.
don't
It wasn't.
spoil
It shouldn't have gone that way. Shouldn't have gone that way. You
I
weren't
feel
there,
like
man.
it gets to a point in the competition, in every game show's competition, where somebody you like gets voted off, and it's really upsetting.
Yeah, except everyone but the person I hate is being voted off, and that just makes me sad. It's a shame.
Well,
it's a shame, really. I'm sure
on
this
a
person's lovely.
on a side tangent of things and people that should have been voted off of shows, there was Anne Widdecombe on Strictly Come Dancing.
Oh, the floor mop.
That was terrifying.
That was really scary.
No, Judy Murray was the floor mop.
Was she? I don't know. No, I'm sure Anne Widdecombe was dragged about the floor as well.
Okay.
I don't watch Strictly. I just.
They had the same professional dancer, I believe. Anton Dubek.
Oh, wait.
I believe it's Anton.
Then
Either that or it's
Anton
Brendan.
Dubek. People like him for some reason. I'm not sure why.
I don't hate him. He just gets all of the old women.
I like Anton.
I'd like to clarify, I don't watch Strictly Come Dancing.
No.
I just happen to come down and pass by when it's on.
I'm
and
frankly
see,
amazed anyone does watch Strictly Come Dancing. I'm amazed it's still going.
it's probably in something like the 15th season or so now. It's
Oh.
been going on for a number of years.
Too many seasons. They should
Too
get-
many, potentially, yes. I feel like that's what it's reached right now. I come down sometimes downstairs and it's on the TV,
Well-
and it's rather upsetting.
It is a little bit upsetting because
It is amusing to watch women being thrown around a dance floor by their partners.
That's
If they're
context is everything right there.
if they're professional dancers throwing women around the
Wow.
ballroom floor.
Oh, do a cartwheel.
Do a cartwheel, yes. Some of the better athletes can actually do cartwheel.
I'm sure.
There was one guy on who was a gymnast, and his dances were mostly gymnastics routines
That's
thrown
just
together
cheating,
onto a
isn't it?
ballroom floor. I didn't feel like it was cheating,
I
because I
thought
feel
it
like
was
he did
cheating.
quite well in his gymnastics routines.
You don't let professional dancers into Strictly.
He had won
Or you
some
don't let
medals.
professional chefs into MasterChef. Unless it's the
MasterChef,
professional
yeah.
version.
I don't think there's a classification for entry into Strictly Come Dancing.
You know, there is.
There might be with other game shows, but I
The
feel like
classification to enter Strictly is that you have to be used to be famous. Ex-famous. Famous ex machina.
That's true.
Mm.
That must explain why Pixie Lot was on the show.
Wow.
Ooh.
Wow. I did not even know she was alive still.
I'm
That's
sorry.
a miracle.
I'm really sorry, Pixie Lot.
Wow. Yes, she'll be listening.
People do just refer to her as Pixie,
Wow.
and it
Mhm.
somewhat
What did she even
irritates
do?
me.
I don't even know. I'm going to look up what she did.
She's a singer
Yeah,
For
but
the band.
what songs did she do? I don't...
for the band Pixie Lot.
That was a
funnily enough.
band?
Well, I'm not sure what the classification for a band is nowadays, but you have the singers who are just naming bands after their name. They obviously have people helping them out with songs and things.
Well, she was in
but-
Fred the movie.
Oh gosh, and they're part of the band. The people playing the background guitar and the drums.
Ah,
and
there you
things
go.
Like that.
They're on Series 13 for Strictly. There you go.
Series 13.
Series 13.
Unlucky for some, I say.
Oh,
Ooh.
the Smosh movie.
Let's talk about the Smosh movie.
Let's mention that.
Because Smosh has been around for a long, long time.
Yeah, they are old.
They're old in terms of YouTube, not as in terms of people, obviously. They're probably
Yeah,
20-something still.
Like nearly 30, probably.
I think they're nearly 30.
Gotta be.
Their YouTube channel, however, is at least 8 years old.
Oh,
I'd
yeah,
say.
no, in the terms of YouTube, they are ancient.
They are some of the founding fathers of YouTube in terms of comedy and YouTube.
You use the term comedy there. I don't
I'd
wanna...
say most of their videos are comedy because
they try to be funny
whether
in a way that is different.
whether their content is comedic enough to you, I think, is open to interpretation.
As all comedy is, and at the end of the day, everyone has different comedic tastes.
That's quite a weird thing. I always like seeing what kind of people go with my style of comedy, because my humour's a very dark kind of humour.
Yeah, like
So-
killing babies and stuff.
No, not that dark.
Oh, it's pretty dark.
I'd say more of a satire kind of humour, and then like a mick taking kind of humour that I have. And it's a lot like some comedians where they just take the piss out of everybody.
Well, yeah, I think it's an important life skill to be able to have the taken out of you.
That's something you should learn for the future.
Try
If
not
you-
to be angry at people because
No,
they're wrong.
just if you can't take a hit, then
It's okay.
don't throw any.
You're allowed to be wrong. I think that's, you should take that as a message from life. And also give up on your hopes and dreams because they're worthless. That too.
Oh.
You're welcome.
Let's talk about Windows 10.
Oh, Windows 10. That was exciting. Yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I think that
that was good.
it's either going to be something. I feel like in the future, people are going to have a big judgment over Windows 10 as to whether it was any good or not when compared to what is the forefather of Windows 10, which was rightly Windows 7, I think.
I have to say, Windows 7 is truly glorious, frankly. Of all the Windows operating systems, it's pretty good, frankly.
And also, the fact that Windows 10 is going to be the last one.
Yeah, that's an interesting model they've gone for, I
Yeah.
have to be honest.
I think skipping out 9 may not have helped in the long run of their booting up Windows at some stage in the future, because otherwise Mac will own the market. I think Linux may come on a fair way, but I don't
you
think it's
reckon?
going to come on to
I mean,
rival
well,
Mac.
Oh, that's another thing that we shouldn't ignore. El Capitano.
El Capitan?
El Capitan, El Capitano.
It's El Capitan.
Kilimanjaro.
Yeah.
Well, whatever they call it. Apple's new OS.
Yeah. Apple's new OS got released recently.
What was it?
And
The other day.
Yeah.
The 31st, something like
Yeah.
that.
One of our friends has been playing with it.
Yep.
He says it's very good so far. The Internet Fire Department has been somewhat lacking in terms of what they're capable of extinguishing. I feel
I think,
like...
and another thing of the YouTube comment system being just diabolical. So there's that
Yeah.
as well, which is nice.
I don't think that fire will be extinguished for a long time until we get some sort of Twitch comment system,
Yeah,
maybe.
we'll just, leave that be, I feel.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Back on topic for Windows
Mac's
10.
meant to be quite good. Cortana on Windows. Oh my god! Wow.
Let's talk
Jesus.
about Cortana, because I feel like there is a market for Cortana, but it's going to be in the future. It's not going to be here and now in 2015. It's going to be somewhere in 2020 when voice recognition gets extremely good and gets way better than it is now, because Cortana doesn't understand anything. It's like she's a foreign exchange student that's come over and stayed with a family of people living in the 21st century, and she's from some remote Himalayan village.
The thing with Microsoft is they've tried to emulate Siri, and Apple did it pretty well, and Cortana's not well. She's ill.
Oh my god.
The problem is,
Yep.
Cortana cannot do anything I want it to do. If I
It
want
doesn't.
if I want a personal assistant in my computer that's there on my taskbar the whole time, I want it to be able to set timers, do meetings, send texts and emails, or not text. Obviously, it's not a phone, but emails would be great. Outlook integration, add contacts, search the web. It can't do any of that.
Yeah, it needs more functionality, and I don't think it's integrated enough. It seems like it's just been slapped onto Windows as a little addition to rival Siri. I do sort of agree with you. It is to have a jab at Siri, it seems.
Well,
and I feel like Microsoft have kind of messed up when stepping up to the plate of Siri and voice recognition. I feel like they could have done a lot better with it if they'd have tried more. It seems like a side feature as opposed to a main feature.
That does seem to be the case. I mean, what they've gone ahead and done is they've taken what should have been a little tiny thing that they activate later, and they have made it centre stage. That taskbar, that little bar where you put in the words for the search thing where Cortana lives. Why is that so long?
It's it's like taking up prime time.
That's my real estate. That is my icon real estate for Outlook and the internet and Twitter.
The taskbar is useful for so much, and I feel like the search function is not really at home on the taskbar because you place whatever you want on there.
It lives in the start menu, and I don't know why the default position is there. It's really dumb. Google tried to do that ages ago when XP was still around. They had a little Google search bar that would stay in the corner of your taskbar, and just why? What's the point?
I think also when we're talking about Windows 10, we have to talk about the move away from the Metro GUI into something similar to Windows 7.
I really like that because frankly, Metro is overused.
I'm fed up with the Metro UI, quite frankly, like you.
It's not ergonomic. It's just blocky. It's blocky and horrendous. There's a reason, you move from using Duplo to Lego, because one's less blocky and you can do more with it.
Yeah, I feel like you've oversimplified a computer, which is a complex system, and oversimplifying it to the degree that it reaches such a state where you can barely use anything properly because it's locked behind all of these navigation windows and panes and things like that you have to get through in the form of their tiles, that there's actually no customization. It's a very restrictive sort of way of making a UI.
In Windows 8, you could not make your windows, your blocks, your what did they even call them? Tiles?
Icons.
Was it tiles?
Oh, tiles.
You could not make them be even. There would always be a little space. It wouldn't quite fit. What are you doing? This is the 21st century.
I feel like in the reduction of space that tiles also gives, because you've got the fact that the tiles are so big. They're bigger than the normal menus that you use and the usual buttons. If you look at the sort of file, help, open, save, insert, those kind of functions,
all those things
that you have in most Microsoft products, they take up hardly any space and they offer so much UI input. It's incredible. Having the tiles just take up so much, and they're usually a one-click process, as in they open things.
I'm just so glad that they've brought back the start menu.
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry, but you do not take my start menu away. You do not touch it. It is mine and mine to keep, and that is why I don't like Mac.
I think one thing that is certain is someone would have hacked on a start menu. As in, someone would have changed it and made it proper.
They did. They did add. They did give you back the start menu option. In some modifications that you could make to Windows 8, but at the end of the day, they got rid of it, and they're dumb.
It was upsetting for a lot of people.
Ooh,
and I think
upsetting's a bit of
we have to talk
crying,
about.
I have to cry myself to sleep over the loss of the start menu. It's not that bad.
No, I feel like we have to discuss the fact that change is not necessarily always a great thing, because a lot of companies look for innovation nowadays and they look for the next big thing. But I feel like when you have an operating system used by millions and millions of people, you've got something that you need to keep similar and the same, because I feel like Windows 10 you could easily integrate over from having known Windows 7, but jumping to Windows 8 was a completely different experience. And I feel like it was really dissatisfying to try and use it because you'd got used to this system for so long.
Companies just are trying to innovate all they can, and at the end of the day, innovation is not innovation if what you're doing makes your product worse. And so
It's not.
if you're going to go ahead and say, "Oh, let's do this amazing, different, radical design change," if no one likes it, then you have no innovation because no one's going to use it and it won't get better and no one will adopt your new spankly technique.
It's hard for companies nowadays to find this balance between something that's familiar and something that's newer and better, because it's very difficult to judge what's new for 100 million people, because you have no idea of how to test stuff for 100 million people to see if it works better. There's no clear way of doing that. So it's very difficult, in credit to them, to do something like that. And Windows 8 was sort of their failure, if you can call it that most of the audience didn't like. So,
well, you
they
know,
were effectively...
they tried, but market research is hard, frankly. There's loads of things, loads of variables as well. So, you know, that just makes life harder.
Yep. There's
So,
a lot of things you have to take into account.
wow.
I feel like we will wrap up that episode for
that
today.
went way longer than I thought it would do. That's been wow.
That was a good episode, I feel.
That's
We had a
episode
lot
one
of good talking points in there.
I don't even know what this thing's called anymore. Digital park, digital park.
You've been listening to Digital Park.
Thank you for listening. Tune in some other time, huh? That'd be good. Do that for me.
Maybe.
Yeah, you should do that. We'll see you guys later.
Thank you, listeners.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.